Welcome back to another edition of Racing World from a very overcast, somewhat grey, somewhat humid, somewhat mixed bag of weather here in Indianapolis. This is sort of a recap of things that happened on Monday and where we are today, which is Wednesday of race week. So looking at Monday, the 2-hour practice session that was meant to happen only went just over an hour or so, and then of course the rain arrived, and just before that we had the multi-car accident involving Alexander Rossi, Romain Grosjean and Pato O'Ward. Since then, what do we know? O'Ward is definitely going to a backup car. Don't have too much information on the Grosjean entry. I think that was probably the one that suffered the least amount of damage, but Pato definitely, they retubbed the car and it's a full backup car. We were lucky enough to go through McLaren yesterday, courtesy of some friends that we have there, and we saw the car in the rebuild phase, so they'll be good to go. There was a body fit on a spare car as well, so things are looking pretty good there. In the Rossi camp, Rossi was evaluated for a bone damage in his finger and also in his ankle. He was wearing a moon boot. He posted on social media this morning that he'll be good to go and the moon boot will be off, so you have to assume that he'll be in good shape for carb day. He was a very lucky guy. That was a very, very, very heavy hit. One of those things. But what it did highlight on multiple parts of that accident was how good the aero screen was. First of all, from the impact itself, the way the front tyre and the tether held, but the tyre would have bounced up into what would have been the cockpit area, but the aero screen saved him there. And then, of course, from Pato's car, the rear tyre hitting the side of the cockpit, and very evident tyre mark around there, which would have, of course, been side on into the helmet. So great job there. So we should still see everyone in their positions as planned. If there had been a substitute driver, the two rumoured drivers really were Callum Ilott and Linus Lindqvist. They seem to be hot off the mark for people that Ed Carpenter would target. I'll have more on that in just a second. But it looks like the grid will remain. If he had gone to a substitute driver, the car would of course gone to the back of the grid and everyone would have rippled up one position, but I can't see that happening now. The biggest threat right now is weather. Certainly we've had some pretty vicious storms in the last 48 hours or so, driving on the freeways here, that they've flooded so quickly. It's not untypical over the last 3 years, I'd have to say, that we've seen weather like this in Indianapolis. Concerns me a little bit leading into race day, but the forecast changes pretty quickly. The humidity comes up in the afternoon and it gets very, very hot. It's got very hot this week, but then it lets rip. So we just got to hope that there's a good window in there for racing and the all-important carb day, particularly for those three guys. Now, talking of ECR and bits and pieces, we caught up with the reserve driver for ECR this year, Kiwi Hunter McElrea, just the other day. Spent some time talking with him. We did have a bit of an issue with the camera, which we're not quite sure what it is, so you have to excuse some of the footage being out of focus, but the guts of the interview is the more important thing, and hearing from McElrea. He's certainly Kiwi talent of the future, and one day we may see 4 New Zealanders in this game before it's all said and done. But Hunter's a great guy. He's come right through what was the original Road to Indy series and got himself into a sports car program as well. So here's my chat with Hunter McElrea just a couple of days ago. Well, here on Racing World, it's a chance to catch up with yet another Kiwi. This guy, Hunter McElrea, we've been great mates for a long time. His dad, well, him and his dad and me have kind of got into trouble a few times as well. Hunter now part of the ECR squad as the reserve driver for Ed Carpenter Racing here in IndyCar. We're going to talk about that and also what he's doing in the WeatherTech series. Hunter, first of all, what's it like to be part of this organisation?
It's great. I mean, obviously for me, I've always wanted to be part of IndyCar, so this is, I guess, another step close toward that. I've had 2 test days with the team and it's been really good. So kind of the natural progression, I think, was to kind of move into more of an official role and obviously supporting them in every way that I can. So excited to see qualifying day today, how it pans out, but yeah, it's been fun.
And when you have someone like Ed, who's not only the owner of the team, but part-time driver as he is here at Indy, and his success rate in terms of taking poles and things like that, I would assume that the learning curve from someone like him is quite massive.
For sure. I mean, he has so much experience. That's no doubt about that at all. So to have someone like Ed and obviously his family history and legacy here at the Speedway, I think the team itself as well have always been so strong, typically at the Speedway. So if there's any race you want to be strong at, it's probably this one. Yeah. So the 3 of them have been very strong. But to answer your question, yeah, it's great. He's obviously got so much knowledge. He's obviously got his driver hat on, his team owner hat on right now, so you try and let him focus. But it's fun to rack his brain whenever you can.
And then ECR finding you know, like obviously you had the drive with Dale Coyne at Toronto a couple of years back now, and then, you know, moving on to the WeatherTech series. But for them to find you, how did that all come about?
Basically, through the test days I did. I obviously did my debut with Dale in 2024, and then that led to a test with these guys in the end of that year, which went well. And then at the start of this year, they gave me another testing opportunity, and it's led to this. So obviously, I'm hoping to keep leading into new opportunities potentially, but for now, just happy to be here and happy to be a part of an official role.
And then would the plan be, if something happened to either Alex or Christian, that you would step in on a race weekend? Is that part of that reserve role?
That's pretty much my main role. Being here and being ready. If anything did happen, obviously it's kind of the least way you'd want to get an opportunity, and obviously no one really wants that to happen, but we've seen it happen before. So I think for them it just made sense having someone that was integrated in the team and bringing me along. And, you know, obviously it's not the most exciting thing in the world to be sitting around, for lack of a better word, maybe waiting for something to happen, but you don't want to be, you know, caught with your pants down, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of my role, is being here and being ready.
And I would assume under that then you're attending all the debriefs and things relating to car setup and all that. So if something like that did happen, you can step in fairly easily.
For sure. I mean, I guess that's the point, right? Is having me as seamless as possible, ready for an opportunity. And you never know, right? Like I said, so they've been really good with, you know, putting on the simulator and things like that. So knowing all the procedures and trying to just always keep fresh and ready for whatever happens.
And then just getting to the other part of things, the WeatherTech Series LMP2 car with United Autosports now. When we saw you last at Atlanta last year, you know, obviously in a different team. We've had a couple of rounds since then, Daytona and Sebring. How's that series going? I know you've got a test next week as well.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, Daytona was obviously rough. We didn't get to do much of on the lead lap anyway of that race, but we did do the race, just not in the fight, which was a bit of a shame. But we won Sebring 12 hours, which obviously was amazing, and it's probably the next biggest race you can choose to win. So happy to get that win, that's for sure. I've been trying to get that one for a few years now. So Daytona is my last one that I'm really trying to get. Obviously trying to win them all, but Daytona is my last big race. I really want to tick off my resume on the IMSA side of things. But it's been good. United's been a great team, and it's been fun to get a new environment and keep learning and seeing maybe what different teams do, and kind of learning from that. So yeah.
Bringing over one of your teammates with you as well when you came to United, was that engineered, or is it a good thing to have a teammate there that you already knew?
I think it's good. Obviously, I think we've won like 4 out of the last 5 races we've done together, or something like that, or 3 out of the last 4. So I think we're a good combo, obviously, and I think naturally it kind of happened. Like, I didn't know that he was talking to them, and vice versa. So it kind of worked out like that. But I think both of us aren't too disappointed about it. So it's been a good partnership, I think, and it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing.
I certainly came away from Atlanta when we saw you in Atlanta for the documentary Kiwis Born to Fly 3, and we chatted there and whatnot. I was just impressed with the whole gig at Atlanta, from a spectator point of view, from a fan point of view, from media point of view, the way the race went, the number of people that were there, the strength in sports car racing, you know, in North America right now. The product is very, very good, isn't it?
For sure. I mean, it's very strong. Like, you see the fans there. There's a lot of just pure sports car fans, which is quite impressive. I didn't really understand it until I started doing a little bit in that championship. But yeah, it's been cool to be a part of. Like I said, IMSA has been amazing for me to pay my mortgage, to be honest. I'd be lying if I said IndyCar wasn't my big goal and big dream I'm pushing toward. But IMSA has been great, and something that, if I was able to hopefully get an opportunity here, I'd still want to dabble in IMSA where I could, to keep race fit, you know, with Daytona and all these other races. So IMSA's been great, and I've enjoyed that a lot.
Well, I think it's a great achievement, and personally for you, I know the effort that's gone in behind the scenes, what you've done behind the scenes, the road to get to where you are now, going all the way back to those days, early days in the road to Indy series here, and to see you in an ECR uniform. As a New Zealander, that's something extremely proud of, and I can't wait for the day where we've got 4 Kiwis out on the grid.
Thanks, mate. That wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't complain about that at all.
Now, I think your mum and dad will be pretty happy about that as well.
Yeah, I think that we'll all be pretty stoked with that. So, fingers crossed.
There we go. For anyone watching this podcast, just keep an eye on Hunter McElrea. As Marshall Pruitt said to us in Atlanta last year, this is a kid that you need to watch, deserves a good break. He's part way there. The rest of it's going to come. There's absolutely no doubt about that, and it's one that you need to follow, and one day you'll be searching for his autograph like so many kids that are around us right now are as well. So thanks very much for the time, Hunter, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
Really, really fond of Hunter. He comes from a great family. I know his dad really well, and it's great to see him there. Sense of pride in the ECR uniform. Obviously, it's a lot harder when you're a reserve driver. So a number of people have said to me, if Rossi wasn't going to be in the race, then surely McElrea would be, as the reserve driver, the first person to go in there. Well, here's the kicker that goes with that. That would apply if we were at a normal road course or street course, but not on an oval. The reason being, in this instance, particularly Indianapolis, Hunter hasn't done rookie orientation practice, so it needs to be a driver who has either raced on the oval in the last 12 months, hence Lindquist and Ilott, should they have been required, or if they are required, and Hunter McElrea is not eligible for that. Now, for him to go out and do rookie orientation practice, because I've asked him this question, was he eligible to do it? The answer is no, he's not, unless he's an entry in the race. The reason they say that is because it's seen as a way of data gathering rather than a rookie orientation program. It's a technicality within the rules, but when you stop and think about it, you can see the logic behind it. He's out there doing multiple laps, and it's gathering more intel to the team, only to be on a standby as a reserve driver, so it was not allowed. So Hunter could not start the 2026 Indy 500, whether he liked it or not. It's just the way it goes. Will we see him in other races? Well, you just never know, as he said in the interview. You know, you never wish that upon anything, but you just never know. So that's kind of the logic behind why he can't be the reserve driver should he be required to replace Rossi. The other thing that we got up to yesterday, we were very lucky. We've got some great friends at the McLaren HQ and also Chip Ganassi Racing and Wayne Taylor Racing, and here's a couple of shots from each of those facilities that we went to. Amazing to look around McLaren. I went through the building when it was still Andretti green, then all the different variations of Andretti, and boy, Tony Kanaan and the design team, they've really changed that place. It's a immaculate workshop headquarters that you would expect of McLaren. Just absolutely mind-blowing. Shows you the resource, the effort, the energy and the thought that's going into that racing program. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Transformed that building completely. Then we shot down the road to Chip Ganassi Racing, saw our old mate there, Blair Julian, and he showed us around again, had a bit of a catch-up with him. And again, you know, fabulous facilities with so much history, so much resource. These big teams are on top of the game. There's no doubt about that. And then to top it off, we were back out to Wayne Taylor Racing to see Blair's brother Anton. They just shipped their car off to Le Mans for the 24-hour race this year. Plus, they were in the middle of packing for the Detroit GP race in a week's time from now. So it was all go out there, plenty of things going on. And again, just massive resource going into these teams. Can't stress that enough. There's so much resource going into all of these racing teams these days. That's just raised it yet another layer. So it was great to see all those guys. Then we got caught in another rainstorm. Caught up with another mate of ours, Shane Davey from Kiwi Composites here, who does a lot of composite work for various teams, including Wayne Taylor Racing. Had a few laughs with him, shared a few moments. Again, just another great guy, another great Kiwi up here. So fabulous to see him. And then we battled the rain and the hail and the wind and the flooding and everything to get back to the hotel last night. So that's been our last 48 hours. Tomorrow, media day, we'll have a full report from everyone that we can catch up with at the track, and then we're leading into our Carb Day show as well. So we've got a couple of great shows to come still before the race. To everyone that's still sharing, liking and subscribing, love it, love the comments. Hollywood Marine, I gotcha, and everyone else over on the West Coast in LA, you know, you're doing great by encouraging us to keep doing these shows. So thanks so much for that, and we'll try and deliver on those questions and answers for you as well. It's about to bucket down here again, so I'll shoot back inside, get the show finished for you, get it online, and we'll catch you again tomorrow on Media Day for the 2026 Indy 500.